3, 2, 1.
What's up, everyone? Dan here, Crypto Capital Venture, April 26, 2018. I hope you're having a good day. Are you having fun? Are you enjoying Litecoin? I am. I'm just looking at the chart. This is too fun. How did this happen? What world are we living in? I mean, it really feels like it happened like this. I'm sitting here talking to you on a camera. You're sitting here watching. We're commenting back and forth, talking about this digital currency, cryptocurrency. We're in a new world, and it's fun, and Litecoin's cheap, and I'm loving it. Let's talk about it a little bit. First, we can start on the weekly on Litecoin. Just look at that. What is happening? I'm actually going to preface this entire video with a very important point, and I tweeted this the other day. The only possible thing that would worry me, and not even really, it wouldn't worry me. The only possible bearish scenario would be 110 breaking below $110 for Litecoin. So if we move down and we break below 110, we're going to start talking about a bearish market. If we go to 120, I'm not going to be talking about a bearish market. If we go to 130, I'm not going to be talking about a bearish move. Okay? I just want to throw that out there because that's probably the most important thing. You know, we go through these videos and we talk about pretty much a couple different things, very simple things. We talk about support, we talk about resistance, and we talk about momentum. And we also obviously talk about continuation patterns, which have proven quite true, quite consistent in Litecoin. We don't get into Elliott wave theory and all these different things that really, if you watch different Elliott wave videos, everybody's drawing different waves, different lines. I like sticking to the basics especially because I'm long in Litecoin. I'm not trying to day trade here. So whether I buy at 150 or 120, when I'm doing this, and you can see my screen scrolling. Right now I'm on May 2019. It's not going to matter. I can tell you that. So let's jump in to actually talk about those things: momentum, support, continuation patterns, because that's, I think, in my opinion, that's where the safety is. That's where the money is too. So there's the weekly, and you can see, as always, we're coming out of that oversold area. And one thing I do want to point out is, let's look at back in this last nice run up that we had, this awesome bull run. Let's look at the stock RSI right down here on my screen, and you can just see as we broke out, just that upward momentum on that stock RSI began, and it was a nice smooth motion. And you can see over, let's say, November 6th to the top, the week of 12/11. So a little over a month, just a nice smooth move up. So right now on the stock RSI, you can see that move, which is, where is that on this chart? Right around here. You can see it very reflective here. But if you stretch it out, it will be more of a consistent longer motion. So that's the weekly. Let's go over to the daily, and you can see it where we are right now. I said the 110 is that area of support that we need to stay above. And I said it basically because that's our previous low. It's this higher low that we had in this continuation pattern. So let me kind of expand this chart. And you can see. So we have this lower low, and then we have this higher low. So we have this double bottom low, and then we have this higher low that we hit, 110 being that area of support. So if we break that and we kind of form a new low here, and we completely break this continuation pattern, then we're going to be talking about a different scenario, a longer term bearish scenario. And I think at this point, a lot of people would probably be I don't want to say getting out of crypto, but really losing some hope. And I won't, but I just want to let you know, if that happened, that's the bearish scenario right there, $110. That's it. So if over the next week we're like down here at 130, we're not in a bear market. We weren't in a bear market here. Okay, so I just want to point that out. So now going over to the 4 hour, can really start getting a taste and a sense of what, like where we are, what's going on, and you can see it. In terms of this continuation pattern, we have the top of the triangle, which I was a little off the other day as we were kind of running up to it. I thought we were going to start seeing resistance right around here and come back down. We actually started seeing resistance a little bit after that, a little bit above the triangle, and then we came back down. So now what's interesting and what makes it fun and enjoyable to watch is the fact that right now we're at 153.49. We've gone up a few bucks in the last couple hours, and we're approaching the top of the triangle again. And the top of that triangle right now, and I can go over to the hourly, you can see it right there. I drew a nice little triangle, or wow. I need to go back to first grade. That's a rectangle. I drew a little rectangle for that area of resistance, and you can see it really on GDAX if you go over there. 155 to 160. You see all that right in there. So up to 160, you see that area of resistance. So I'm not going to sit here and say we're going to hit that and we're going to reverse and come back down. If I can find my paintbrush. However, I would look out for some resistance. I really would. And so when we get, if we get to around 155 into that 160 area, look for some resistance. If we don't get a burst in volume, if this happens tonight, look for a bounce back down. Obviously 150 being a key area of support. So this is very short term. I'm just kind of putting this out there for you, kind of to what to watch. I'm going to do something, which is go back to the weekly, because in my mind, even subconsciously, this is what matters for me. We're very zoomed in over here on the hourly. It really doesn't matter as much for me. Like right now, Litecoin is cheap, around 150s. In my opinion, some people might think it's not going any higher, and that's fine. But when we zoom out on the charts, this is my mind. This is how it works. So what would I be looking for on the downside if we see resistance here? I would definitely look for this area right here, which is a very strong support, is that 140 to 145 area. And it's really exemplified perfectly through, if you go to the daily, that 200 EMA is right there, right around 145. And you can actually even, let's zoom in on the daily and we can see it. But you can kind of see that this 200 EMA really starting to act as more of a support for Litecoin, because you remember we fell through it. That wasn't a very good move. Thankfully we saw that support down here at the bottom of the triangle. Exactly. And now we've been back up above the 200 EMA, and it's kind of starting to show support. Right now it's around 145. So I'd look at 145 as a nice little, if you are just kind of like, hey, is a breakout imminent? Is it going to happen soon? If you're very bullish on Litecoin, I think the 140, 145, if we go back down there, is a great, extremely great, strong buying area for more accumulation. But again, I'll end the video with this, which is to say 110 down here is that area of, we don't want to go below that. We don't want to break this previous low that's over here. And if we say we bounce off resistance tonight, just say, that's what we do here, is we anticipate everything. We bounce off and we just kind of bounce around and then we come down. Like if we come down to the bottom of this triangle, 120, I am still so bullish on Litecoin. You can mark my words. And this is just another huge accumulation area. So I think we looked at both sides of the scenario right now. In my opinion, I can see us kind of bouncing around for a little bit above 140 and below 160. And maybe what I'm hoping for and what I want to see is a slow breakout finally above this triangle. That's what I want to see. And it doesn't have to be an insane, crazy move up. And we can go to the daily and we can look, because it's what we've been doing. If I can get my you can look at previous breakouts of these triangles. It's not like we have this scenario immediately. That comes when nobody's expecting it. But the breakouts from the top of the triangle are just like a slow, nice move in the positive direction. We want to break the top of the triangle. Doesn't need to be crazy. We just don't want to go below it. That's pretty much, in a nutshell, what's going on right now in Litecoin. Let me know your thoughts. Do you think I'm way off? Are you buying? Are you sitting on the sidelines? I'm curious. Either way, there's so much going on. I'll post a link to a video I did earlier, NASDAQ. It was a NASDAQ video. Such cool things going on. Let me know your thoughts below again. Let me know what you're doing in these markets. I appreciate all of you for watching. I really do. You make it fun for me. Thank you so much. As always, I will see you in the next video, and God bless.